realized in 1987 that I had polycystic kidneys, and I knew that dialysis was potentially possible in the future. It caught up to me about 5 years ago when I had to start dialysis. Dialysis was a really hard time in my life. I did dialysis at home for basically the whole duration of 4 years. Life on dialysis was pretty hard. I acquired 2 beautiful quarter horses during that time who were my greatest strength beside my family. They gave me a reason to keep going and keep trying. And one of the lowest parts of my life on dialysis, a friend of ours came in the house. He told me that his neighbor had delivered Meals on Wheels and how much that had done for him. And I found that to be the most rewarding thing I've done in years. It was so good for me to get out and see these people. It gave me a feeling of just still being part of society and doing my thing and keeping on track. And it was getting more and more difficult all the time to work, but when I could, I did work. And then I was at work one morning, and at 8:05 at work, I got the call. To get to Calgary, they had a kidney for me. So that was very exciting. I was still crossing my fingers and hoping that all would pan through at that time, because I know other people that have got to Calgary and came home without their kidney. So I went to surgery, I got my kidney, went to recovery, came back to my room. It was a long, hard process in Calgary for 5 weeks. I was discharged at one point and then had to go back in because I had pneumonia. It was really a very emotional time. So I got to come home. That was the best day of my life, I think, the day I got to come home. And when I was in Calgary, I had started some plants. So when I got home, I just continued doing my planting and recovering, and I found that just having gardening has been great. It's like a whole new lease on life. You just can't take life for granted. You just have to appreciate every day you have, make the most out of every day. To receive an organ from a donor is just unbelievable. I waited my time on the organ donor list. I was on the list for 5 years. And it's just incredible that people take the time to do that, and the families can support that decision. A 50-year-old male donated my kidney, and that's all I know about him. The only way I can say thank you to this family is through a card that I passed through the transplant team in Calgary. There really are no words to say thank you. It is beyond any words in the English dictionary. It's just an amazing thing. It's almost too much to comprehend sometimes. It's just blows you away, you know? It's really surreal. It's a miracle. It's a blessing. It's going to add several years to my life.
There's approximately 700 to 800 Albertans on an organ transplant wait list. Of those, the majority would be waiting for a kidney transplant, somewhere in the neighborhood of about 400. Absolutely, organ donation is life-changing in recipients, can be the difference between life and death.
If your kidneys fail, you need either a kidney transplant or dialysis to stay alive. And dialysis is life support. It's a life support system, because without kidney function, we cannot live. So organ donation is critical because it restores health to a much, much greater level. With kidney transplants, kidneys can also come from living donors, because people have 2 kidneys, and if you have 2 healthy kidneys and you qualify as a donor, you can donate 1 kidney to someone. So you can donate either to someone that you know, you can become part of a paired exchange program where a group of people make the matches that are needed for a transplant, or you can just donate anonymously, a non-directed donation, and it will be matched to someone out there who needs a kidney.
We do encourage use of the Alberta Registry. Alberta's had a registry now for approximately 2 years. It's relatively simple to sign up. You just go to myhealth.alberta.ca and there's a link to organ and tissue donation registry, and the process is quite straightforward.